is Angeliki Diakrousi, and I am presenting the artwork Radioactive Monstrosities, an interface that addresses ways of listening to collective and female-sounding voices that are perceived as inappropriate or annoying because of the quality of their sound, the medium's distortions, and stereotypes. The visitors are invited to record themselves and choose a type of distortion to participate in forming new imaginaries around technologically mediated voices, which through their technical monstrosity can reveal other forms of speech. I use the concept of audio mask that allows the voice and thereby the spokesperson to transform to a male or an alienated persona, transmitting and claiming malformed aspects of the mediated female voice. In this interface, I attempt to reproduce and explore these mediations through a web audio experience. So the interface consists of 4 vocal distortions with lists of voice contributions, a record button, and a series of texts derived from a research behind its distortion. The visitors can choose what type of distorted voice they want to have: collective, echo, low pitch, or low pass. The interaction is as follows. Pressing the record button will record their voice with the use of MP3 Recorder JS by Rajiv Pandey. Then a prompt window will ask for a title or name and the desired type of distortion. Pressing the upload button, the recording will be uploaded in a home server and saved with a PHP script. Then the file will be converted to a WAV file with the software FFmpeg, and depending on the chosen type, the recording will be distorted accordingly in the browser using Web Audio API. In the end, the distorted sounds will be displayed on the website separated in categories with PHP. The echo voice is an imaginative voice, echoes of unrealized public speeches reverberating inside women's minds and bodies. Inspired by Alvin Lucier's sound art piece I'm Sitting in a Room, the echo voice is also a reference to how the space and the medium affects the vocal sounds. The space as a private room or a public spot, the space within the body between the organs before the sound comes out, the space with the laptops within the laptops and their inner parts, the space of the frequencies or the interim delay. For this voice I use the Reverb.js by Barnson, a web audio API extension for creating reverb nodes and an accompanying impulse response reverb library. In order to have the delay effect, I use the create delay property, and the script is based on the delay.js by Ramirez. The low-pitched voice is a reference to a story of Syrian female radio broadcasters who had to transform their voice technically to a male register because they were not allowed to speak in public. This distortion is also inspired by Laurie Anderson's piece Match 20. For this voice, I use the web audio property playback rate and reduce its value in order to lower the speed of the audio. This distortion results in a voice that sounds like being in lower pitch and thus like a deeper male voice. For the low-pass voice, I go back to 1927 when the Federal Radio Commission decided to allot its radio station a specific slice of bandwidth. That meant that all of the microphones and the recording equipment didn't go above that number. The voice band frequencies reduced the intelligibility of high-pitched female speech by cutting out the higher frequency components necessary for the perception of certain consonants. The regulators and researchers who decided for that range initially took lower voices into account because the broadcasters were only men at the time. Station directors in 1924 asserted that women sounded shrill, nasal, and distorted on the radio, and claimed that women's higher voices created technical problems, as Tina Talon says. This voice gets distorted with the use of Piquet filter node, which represents a simple low-order filter. One of the types of filters it provides is the low-pass, a standard second-order resonant low-pass filter with 12 dB octave roll-off. Frequencies below the cutoff pass through. Frequencies above it are attenuated. I use the property gain node in order the audio to sound more deep. The collective distortion is a symbolic gesture of amplifying through multiplying one's voice, having gone into deformations similar to the other distortions in the interface. In Occupy Wall Street, amplified sound devices like microphones and megaphones were not allowed outside without special permission from the police. The participants of Occupy Wall Street became the human microphone, as they called it, This means that all together they would repeat the words of the speaker for the benefit of those located in the rear. The distortion is made by the three other distortions that are overlapping each other with a small time difference between them. I imagine the browser as a monstrous deformer that allows an active osculation of the political, social, technical, contemporary audible internet's alienation. The different scripts are experimental and the platform is built gradually. The interface was initially made for the performance Radioactive Monstrosities, part of the event NLCL2 Flash, hosted by III in The Hague and Netherlands Coding Live. The platform was initially inspired by the vocable code of Winnie Soon and Geoff Cox. Thanks to all the people that contributed with their voices and my friends who shared relevant references and helped me to develop the interface. Thanks also to the Web Audio Conference for giving me the opportunity to present this work. Please visit the website to read more information and credits about the project, and you are welcome to contribute to the Radioactive Monstrosities project with your voice. Thank you for listening.
Απροσάρμοστη καταπίεση, μοναξιά, κέρδος, εξευτελισμός, κέρδος, εξευτελισμός.
It was the first time I used an audio mask, and being in drag was thrilling.
To settle, achieve, clear, complete, conclude, decide, determine, end.